All right. Let's
Hold on.
get to this first debate topic because
Hold
I
on.
think
Before we
this
do
is the
that,
one that's going to
hold on.
really,
Before we get
really
there,
drive home the point on who is the best women's division in wrestling. So, some people are saying that NXT has the best women's division in all of pro wrestling. Now, don't get me wrong, they've got a stacked roster. Shawn Michaels, I don't know where I don't know where he finds these beautiful women that can just kill it in the ring as well. But hey, Shawn Michaels is in the kitchen cooking. The match quality is fire, but is NXT really the best? So, this is the question. Do you agree that NXT is the home of the best women's roster in pro wrestling? Start us off with you, Cliff. You are the woman wrestler extravagant.
that is that
Okay,
that is a wild statement. That is
it
a wild
was.
statement.
That's why I said it.
Um, as a person who was like openly and advocately like said that the
The women's
knockout
wrestler
division,
Sherpa.
yeah, as sure, uh, but as
Listen,
a
you
really
watch. He will
advocate,
make sure next month that we have at least one women's topic twice a month for women's month. I'm serious. Look, who's putting balloons in front of me? That's
that
funny.
wasn't me. That was definitely you.
That wasn't me. I'm not on the
That
screen.
wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Are you using an Apple product?
Yeah, yes.
No, not to control it. No.
Okay, well, Apple does.
Apple didn't hurt you. Anyway, so all right, let's go with it though. So I'm a big advocate of someone who says that the knockouts division at TNA is by far, hands down, the best division, the women's best women's division in pro wrestling. Till this year, do I think NXT has the best women's roster? Yeah, I do. 100%. And there's no one, no roster, main roster, Raw, SmackDown, TNA, AEW, MLW, it doesn't matter what it is, the indies, I'm sorry. No roster is comparing to right now what's going on at NXT. And I'm not even talking about NXT. And I'm not even talking about like WWE Evolve yet because we haven't seen the show start yet. So we don't know what that women's roster really looks like, but I'm sure it's fire. But NXT right now with Giulia, Stephanie Vacker, Zarya, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, Wendy Chu,
Delta.
Roxanne Perez, who's still on the roster, even though, I know she just made her debut on Raw. Like, the roster is so stacked, and every time you turn around, you're like, damn, this is gonna be crazy. Last Legend, the Jakari, like, just there's so many women's names that you're thinking about that you're throwing out there, and you're like, yo, this is gonna be a fire match. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna like what I'm seeing here. I'm gonna like this. So to me, I'm like, yeah, it's no hands down, man, that NXT doesn't have the best women's roster on there. And with this NXT, what they call it, NXT NA run, it is crazy because we're seeing a lot of crossover from the women's wrestlers, but these women that are on the NXT rosters are hanging and banging with these women in the knockouts division. So it's hard for me to say no, it's not when I'm watching it in front of me and I'm like, yeah, it is. They're killing it. Julia, and listen, man, we're talking about Julia and Steph Vacker coming over is insane. You could do that all you want. You can do that all you want, but that roster is stacked up, bro, and it's hard for me to say no, it's not.
Who wants to go next? I don't want to go next because he did it.
Go ahead,
I'm
Twitch.
already like, what? Go ahead, Twitch. You got that, bro.
What is there to say that Cliff hasn't already said?
Oh no!
Let's be serious. The TNA's knockout division was where it was. And then they all started leaving. And they all started going where? NXT.
I didn't even mention Jordan Grace.
Right? Right? Stephanie Vaquer. Giulia. Like, what can I say that Cliff has not already said? The NXT roster is fucking stacked. It is fucking fire.
Go ahead, Damien.
You might as well die on this hill, Chaz, and go.
Yeah, you gonna die on it.
So this week on NXT,
Bring me your guidance. Bring me your wisdom, Damien.
how many women's matches was on NXT this past week? 3?
2, 3, something like that.
And one was the main event?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it was the main event. Yes.
Yeah.
And wasn't the women's match the main event on the pay-per-view or the PLE?
I believe you are correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got nothing to say.
Oh, that don't mean nothing to me. Okay, so clearly,
Look, Chaz,
clearly we're sipping the Kool-Aid.
Look, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I want you to
what's
agree.
going
I
on.
want you to agree. that it's not.
AEW isn't cutting it. I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely. I'm not. I wouldn't agree. Oh no. My answer is not AEW. If we're talking, so I'm going to give it up to the main roster. I'm going to say that the main roster is.
You are smoking crack.
No, I'm not. I'm not, because of the simple fact is this. Let's go through names. If Cliff brought out, he started listing names. Who, by the way, I will agree. Fire prospects, fire NXT names. Okay.
Hey, real quick though, before we get
put them up, I'm gonna put them up.
But before we get deeper into this conversation, I just want you to say, okay, why are they fire prospects?
Because it's developmental.
Oh,
anyway,
damn.
So going up, right? So here's my list: Becky Lynch, okay, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Asuka. Those alone.
Other than Rhea Ripley and Bianca,
like we said, Bayley. Let's see here. Let's talk about, even though I don't like her, Candice LeRae. So here's a name who's popping up, who's getting better. B-Fab, Michin, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven. There are a lot of names on that main roster. Like, let's be for real. Some of these women have main event at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Main event, your top 4 PLEs. WrestleMania, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. Like, WWE trusts them at a higher level. The highest level. I still, like, as much as NXT has been cooking right now with their women, they are still not the best women's division on the planet. They're not even top 2. Because after them is Stardom. Sorry, not sorry. But Stardom is light years past NXT.
Do me a favor, real quick.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't know their names. I just see the matches.
I
don't know. I can't pronounce their names. Sorry. I'm not gonna butcher it on the internet, so I can get cooked even more. No.
1 minute of your time, right quick, Chaz.
And even then, Mercedes Moné is over there on Stardom, and her matches there are fire. Her matches on AEW, on the other hand, we can debate that. But her matches on Stardom and New Japan are fire. We've all said it on the show. Let's not all disagree now.
No,
because it was just a month ago.
It's a huge difference.
It is, absolutely. So, Stardom, I will say, is better than NXT. Will I agree that NXT has surpassed the Knockouts? Yes, absolutely. And agree to the point that, yeah, half the Knockouts went to NXT. Or they went elsewhere. So, absolutely. But, no, I do not agree with the statement that NXT is the home of the best women's division in pro wrestling.
Oh man,
I still think Raw and SmackDown.
Just do me a favor, man.
Takes
Real
the
quick,
cake.
when you watch Raw and SmackDown again, let me know how many women's matches are on those shows versus what's on NXT.
There you go.
I think that's why we're able to say that is because the women are at the moment are getting that time in NXT right now.
But is time featured equal to making them the better roster? I mean, that doesn't
What's the point of
talent,
just coming to your face,
being
though?
displayed more, yes.
but the talent,
Especially-
but the talent pool is better.
Thank you.
That's all you need to say.
That's all we want you to say.
What? The talent pool is better than on the main roster?
No. That's
No,
not
no,
true.
NXT.
No. First of all, don't back that train up now. Don't try to.
That's what I'm saying.
No, what you're saying though is that the NXT roster, women's roster, is better. That's why they're being featured more than.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No. Don't miss that. No. That's not what I'm saying.
Y'all heard him say it. Don't worry.
That's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying.
If the women's main roster was so good, why is it that the women's tag team titles haven't been defended since Crown Jewel November 2024? Why is it that the main roster has the same 5 women getting pushed over and over again, yet you see different faces on NXT all the time?
The tag titles were actually defended on NXT like a month ago.
And I was just about to say that they were just defended.
Yeah,
like not too long ago.
Last Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Against who though? Against who though?
NXT.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was on NXT.
It's on NXT.
Against Jakara and Lash.
Yeah.
Right.
You know. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You know.
When have you seen
Bianca Belair and Naomi went down.
When have we seen Becky Lynch?
When was the last time we saw Becky or Asuka?
When she wrote her book.
Or Charlotte before Charlotte came back.
What was the last title Becky Lynch won?
That was a long time ago.
Was it not the
But
NXT?
still, but you're still looking at look at crossover appeal.
Bayley,
you go ask Uncle Joe down the street if he know who Becky Lynch is or if he knows who a Giulia is. He won't know who a Giulia is, but I bet you about 5 times out of 10, Uncle Joe's gonna know who a Becky Lynch is.
Cool. So
he's gonna know who a Charlotte Flair is, a Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair has crossed over to mainstream more than Becky Lynch, to be completely honest. But they won't talk about that.
We didn't ask who had more star power. We asked who had the better roster. Top to bottom.
The main roster.
Nah. No.
Raw and SmackDown do. Sorry. I love Jordynne Grace.
Listen, Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton both just came up from NXT.
And Tiffany's been killing it.
Thank you. I would agree.
But she's not on okay, I mean, guess what? Tiffany Stratton is a main roster. Okay? Superstar. She is not an NXT. It's not about where she came from. Yeah, right now, present tense speaking. Yeah, she's a SmackDown girl. She's a SmackDown gal. She bleeds blue. Main roster. Wow, not developmental.
Give me Giulia, Stephanie, and Jordynne over the whole main roster.
You're wilding.
So we talking like Zari.
Because I still would pick Chelsea Green, Michin, and throw in Naomi. I'm not even gonna put my 3 top. Like,
get out of here.
Get up out of here.
This is very, very
funny. I see clearly that y'all crazy. I didn't. When I came up with this, I didn't come up with it. I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, that's a cool little question." And I was like, "No, of course NXT is not." And I was like, "This is just recency bias." And I was like, "I like to think like how you guys are going to like pan out on these topics." I kind of figured that I knew Cliff would agree. That's why I was like, all right, Cliff will agree. I was like, Damien. I knew I had Twitch. I was like, yo, Twitch watches other stuff, okay? He has an open mind. He'll actually think and open his brain and be like, you know what? It's just the recency bias. They've been putting on fire stuff recently. That's why everyone's got the hype. But
hold on. I won't disagree with you that Stardom has a fire fucking roster. I will not disagree with you on that. You are smoking crack, though, to think that the main roster is better than NXT. And I will die on that hill.
Well,
anybody on NXT doesn't touch Bianca Belair.
You're smoking dope.
You know what, though?
Then what?
You're wilding out, bro.
You tell me. You tell me two. Tell me two right now on this podcast right now. We will shut down the rest of this show. You tell me two.
Two. My time.
Hey, let me go.
You want to tell me two Who can lace Bianca Belair's boots?
Hey, let me go ahead and just tell you, man, Giulia and Jordynne Grace.
Get up out of here! Y'all crazy. Get up! Stop smoking whatever y'all smoking. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid.
Last time I checked, right? Last time I checked, there's a whole
What?
clip out right now of Jordynne Grace pushing Bianca Belair's face into Nami's boobs. Last time I checked.
Oh wow, a rest spot in the Rumble that no one's picked. Get up out of here! All right, wait a minute. Go to the comments. Go to the comments. See what's everyone talking about.
First of all,
This is insane.
All
That's
I'm going to
crazy.
say is it's a good thing that the main roster and NXT are under the same umbrella. So we can just say WWE in general has the best women's roster in the world.
Nah, it's clearly AEW, but
all right.
Wow.
So the funny thing is this. Just the caveat, and then we can keep moving on. There's a lot of talent on that women's roster in AEW. We always say it. There is so much talent, whereas they should be the best women's division, hands down. Let's keep it a buck. The talent that's on that roster, they should be light years ahead of NXT, ahead of the main roster, ahead of Stardom. They should be light years ahead, but instead they're light years behind, and that sucks. And that shows you how bad the booking is.
What's crazy too, though, right, is that whole thing can switch overnight.
It can,
right?
With the right person, in charge of it.
I mean, just alone, right? Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Julia Hart, Mercedes Moné, right? Just those 4 women alone, just could tear the whole Megan, Megan Bang, bro. Tearing the whole roof down. I watched her on the indie scene numerous times, and I watched her live. I've seen her live.
bro,
I've seen her.
Live.
I've seen her.
There's a lot of great fucking talent in the AEW women's division. It's sad that they're not being used properly.
Yep. All right, let me get through these.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. If you like this and you want more 3 Count Podcasts, go on over to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you never miss when we put out a video. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all things social media, 3 Count Pod, _ X, 3 Count Pod, everything else. Also, make sure you buy our merch at foryourwear.com and ProWrestlingTees.com. Also, you know what? Just watch another video right now. Like, right now, I'm going to walk away and you're going to play another video. Now.